All right, so our superstar, Anthony Edwards. You got a lot going on with this woman, Aisha Howard, is it? I'm just finding out she also has a child with little baby. So that's that whole video, that little viral video of little baby and Anthony Edwards crossing paths and shaking hands. It's like, oh, that little awkward moment. That's why everybody always looks at that shit, huh? I get it. I get it. We got a lot to talk about when it comes to Aisha Howard. I want to pull up some footage of her, get a read on her, see what she's talking about. Let's look at some of the court recent updates. You see the title, Anthony Edwards BM wants more money. Who is really wrong here? This might be a controversial stream. I'm actually a little worried by the time we get to some of these topics because there might be even a little theme here. We're going to get into also Travis Hunter, right? But that's, I feel like, going to be a little bit lighter as far as the controversy. I do want to talk about legalities around that because there are rumors that Shorty is trying to divorce him for $40 million. We're going to get into legalities around that. You see Jay Millz in the thumbnail. I saw he had a recent podcast episode with Goodz. I'm going to play some of that, and I'm going to do a live reaction to some of that discussion that they're having there. Very interesting points that are being made, sometimes on both sides. All right, when we get to Willow Smith, shout out to Checks and Balances. By the time we get to Lil Baby and Willow Smith, that's where this stream might get controversial. It might start controversial, to be honest, depending on what the hell I say about Anthony Edwards and this girl. I'm not scripted. But this Willow Smith topic, and then I have this New Orleans, whatever is going on, the men in the red dresses thing topic. Then I want to tell y'all about a conversation that I had yesterday with a woman as it pertains to the definition of being gay. Okay? We're going to have a conversation. When I get into that whole segment, I'm going to try my best not to get canceled from the internet. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to need y'all to hold me down. I'm going to be as politically correct as possible, but we're going to talk, okay? Let's kick this off. Anthony Edwards. So what is this this news that we're seeing? NBA star Anthony Edwards just paid $1,080,000 in child support covering the next 18 years for a child in one lump sum. But his 37-year-old ex, Aisha Howard, says it's unfair because she can't go back to court to ask for more income or ask for more if his income goes up. Now, I do want to start by saying this. Shout out to Baller TV or Ball 44 TV. You guys have 151,000 followers, which should make you a pretty strong platform, source of news or information. But yet I'm still going to say allegedly, because I did a little bit of background homework. That shit went viral. There's memes of it, of like people getting money slapped in their face as if Anthony Edwards says, listen, I just want to pay the 18 years out up front, one lump sum, get the hell away from this woman. I don't want nothing to do with her or the child. 1,080,000, right? Super viral. People talking about it months ago. I couldn't find that was absolute fact. At least from research, that looks like rumor. There's no public court documents about it. And both of them, it's also reported that have come out and said it's not necessarily true or not owned up to it. It could be something that's discreet. It could be something that's private. It could be undisclosed. If I'm Anthony Edwards, literally a superstar NBA player, that there's top ranking league personnel pushing me to be the face of the league, especially after last year's playoffs, right? It might not look too good for the face of the NBA to just be throwing $1 million at some 36-year-old, 37-year-old woman and say, you and the kid get away from me now. So, if it is true, I would expect them to do whatever they could to make something like that more private. Okay? So I'm going to say allegedly for the sake of our podcast, because there's no public documentation that says that was 100% fact. But let's get back to this update. NBA star Anthony Edwards just paid $1,008,000. I'm still going to say allegedly once again. And child support covering the 18 years. Okay, cool. But his 37-year-old ex, Aisha Howard, says it's unfair because she can't go back to court to ask for more of it if his income goes up. I already used $100K. What if it runs out before 18 years? She told reporters, blaming the judge for betraying her. This is injustice to a poor woman like me. I feel betrayed. Now, even though this platform, Ball 44 TV, has this in quotes as if it's a direct quote from this girl, I still want to say for safety and integrity, I still want to say allegedly. But there's a bunch of platforms reporting this, and it's quoted as if it came straight from her. So let's talk about this as if we believe this actually happened, yet allegedly. First and foremost, we already looked up that it's like 0.2% of some shit of the Earth's population that are actual millionaires. You are in a very, very small bracket of people. Fuck it. Let's just pull it up again real quick. What percent? Matter of fact, let me do America first. What percentage of Americans are millionaires? Let's do that first. In 2024 report indicates that about 8.8% of U.S. adults are millionaires, less than 10% of America. Let's do the world. How about in the entire world? I felt like that was less than like 2% when it comes to the entire world. Yeah, it is still 1.5%. So if you look at the whole world, only 1.5% of the people are millionaires, let alone getting a lump sum of $1 million. If you're awarded $1 million, right, it's time to plan, because you may never, even by percentage, I don't care what this woman's backstory is, even though we're looking into some of it. I don't care what she does for a living. It's by just calculations, by odds, by actual numbers and metrics. You are very, very unprone to coming across a lump sum of $1 million unless you hit the lottery or you're in that 1.5%. Okay. So allegedly she gets this 1.8 or whatever, or $1,080,000. If you're reporting just that fast that you've already spent $100,000, and this was allegedly reported for October 2024. It's not even October 2025 right now. So less than a year, allegedly, you spent 10% of what needs to last 18 years. Are we keeping up with the math? This is where the injustices for child support that millions of men complain about. Whatever you spent within the last year on $100,000 that's supposed to be for the well-being, the upkeep, and the parenting of that child, and all the stuff that encompasses that. If you didn't plan that accurately, and then you go back to the court and request, what if his money goes up? Allegedly, the agreement is you go your way and I go my way, and here's this $1 million for the next 18 years. So at that point, what does it matter? You would still then just be pocket watching. What if he goes to the Lakers and wins a bunch of championships and his pay goes up? You know what I'm saying? What if he signs a new Nike deal and his pay goes up? Shouldn't I get more? When we get to the Travis Hunter piece coming right after this, we're going to look up some divorce legalities. Okay. And I know it changes state to state. We're going to look at where Travis Hunter's marriage is. Okay. I want to try to do as much homework behind the scenes to complement some of these reports as possible. Okay. Aisha Howard. Let's take a look at her. Let's take a look at her on footage. I want to see, what she be talking about. Once again, pardon me if things start to get a little controversial. Ladies, if I cross the line, put it in chat. I'll try to be more reserved. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings this morning, but it might happen.
Aisha Howard speaks on backlash after Anthony Edwards child support ruling.
So that's the video right there of Anthony Edwards and Lil Baby crossing paths, huh? And sharing the same baby mother, Aisha Howard. Okay.
Leak.
Say hey, mommy. Hey, guys. So let this count as a wellness check and the dead of fake news.
I just want
I get so many messages
just for a second, and then we're going to go back. And slow it up just for a second, just so I can make sure we're hearing her regular tone, voice, speech. Let me just play that for a second.
you girls that are like, Aisha, we're just making sure your mental health is okay because of all of the nasty, nasty comments. And it's like, guys, I don't pay attention to it. So guys, I have been purposely staying off the internet. Reason being is because I don't want to come out of character from the things that are being written and commented, the lies that are being made up. And I know that if I put myself in position to respond, I'm then putting myself in position to defend my daughter and defending her of what has been written. There's no nice way to do it because people have been so ignorant and so cold-hearted towards a child. And funny enough, I don't know if it's been a year or two, but I remember when Trump wanted to push laws banning the rights to abortion. And I remember how women came together and they protest. And you guys, you got dressed in cherry beads, and some of you went down in trench coats and was like, this is my body, this is my choice, okay? But the second a woman makes the decision, and I'm not even sure if it's a woman or if maybe, well, I know I'm probably getting this attention because of who I am and who I am attached to. But just generally speaking, the second a woman decides to make the decision about her body and her child, y'all turn into weirdos. Do you want a man to tell you what to do with your body or not? Do you want the rights or not? What happened? I've also come to realization that there are just certain allegations that I will never, ever beat with you guys. I came into this situation with the status because I have a child by a very successful artist, right? From then, I'm viewed as a certain type of woman because I'm beautiful and I have a nice body. And normally women like that attract a certain caliber of men, which is also not my fault. And now that I am in yet another situation where I now have a child with another successful man, there's no telling you guys that I'm not a gold digger. You guys, it's no beating those allegations at all. The only thing that irritates me is,
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
I read comments that say, oh, you're a gold digger, or you kept the baby for a check. What if I came to y'all's pages, right? And I compared the men that you have children with to the men that I have children with. And I said, you were digging for poverty when you picked him to be your baby daddy, weren't you? Oh, you kept that baby for an extra income tax credit, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for a couple extra $100 in food stamps, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for an extra Section 8 voucher. Is that why you kept your baby? Now, if that was triggering, that's how I feel every time somebody says, do you even love that baby? You kept that baby for a check. Oh yeah, baby, I'm on one tonight. We gonna talk about it. Cause see, I sat back and I watched y'all in your dirty bonnets, lay back on your headboards or in your cars with the cloth seats. I saw you. And you voiced your opinion about what you would have did if you were in my situation with my options that you do not have and you probably never will. How you gonna tell me what you would have did with my situation. When you had a baby for your man, or you had a baby for that dude that be robbing everybody, or you had a baby for the booster, or you had a baby the dude that you have to run down for $250. Yeah. Let's talk about it. I would like to stop for a second, and I would like to give a shout out to Uber Pink Hair. Uber Pink Hair is going to be below. Listen, they keep me on 10.
Nah, I'm good. Fuck your promo. I'm good. It took me a lot of energy to get through even the piece that we got through, people. I tried to hang in there. I'm sorry. I don't got anything left. I can't go any longer. I can't. I'm over here cringing and dying. All right. There's so much to talk about here. Am I the only one? And ladies, I think you could do this with men as well. But fellas, am I the only one that could hear how a woman talks, like the octaves, the pitches, the tones, the delays between words and sentences, how long she takes to formulate certain thoughts, certain answers, her word selection? Am I the only person that can hear that in somebody and give a pretty good answer of who the fuck or what the fuck the person is? Am I the only one? You know, she shot herself in the foot, whether she realizes it or not. She talked about her ability to attract successful men, right? Mind you, when in today's society, when we say successful man or successful woman, that's only going to trigger one of two thoughts. One, which is you reach a certain pinnacle in a certain field, success, or it's going to just be money, right? I think that she's talking about money, but but it's going to be one of the fucking other. When she talks about how she's able to attract a man, notice she talked about only her physical. She said because she's beautiful and because she has a nice body, some of which allegedly she wasn't even born and genetically inclined to have. But allegedly. Can't even knock you for that. You want to go enhance certain things. The whole world is doing it. Do your fucking thing. Some people would knock me for having tattoos. So I ain't mad at nobody that does enhancements. Do your fucking thing. Right. But to bank on that, God forbid, this woman is able to sit here and tell me I attracted Little Baby or Anthony Edwards or this other successful guy you guys don't know about, or this person over here that's on my resume that slid in my DMs because I'm an overall great woman, because they see a future mother in me, because they see an intelligent Black woman in me, because they see how smart I am. They see how cunning I am. They see how helpful I am. They see how much of a compliment I would. They say behind every powerful, strong, or successful man is a powerful, strong, and successful woman, right? They see that in me. They see what I'm bringing to the table. They see how much of a compliment. I ain't no trophy wife. I ain't no beautiful face and no fat ass that I had to pay for. I'm all these other things that turn you from being a billionaire to a multi-billionaire. That's the type of fucking woman that you should aim to explain yourself to be, right? I would rather be the guy that says, okay, I met Oprah Winfrey, but when I came into, well, Oprah Winfrey, that's too much because she's like top 10 most or richest Black women people in the world. I need to come down a little bit. I met somebody that has 20 million, all right? Because she's a billionaire. I met a woman that has 20 million, but when I came into her house, all of a sudden that shit got raised 30% because now I empower her, my ideas, my work ethic that I bring to the table. These are the things that I never hear you fucking women talk about. I never hear how you made him better. Instead, I hear about a motherfucker allegedly saying, take this fucking $1 million and get the fuck away from me. Why doesn't anybody want you to be with them past your face and your body, which is your explanation? Why does nobody want to sit there and listen to you talk the way you're talking in this fucking video night after night, sleeping next to me in the bed, sitting on the couch, building with a nice conversation? Why doesn't nobody want to do that? I already told you because I can hear it in her fucking speech, but how come you can't have that type of guy? What, that could be Little Baby, that could be Anthony Edwards, they could be intellectual men for all I fucking know, having great. Why can't you pose yourself? Why doesn't nobody want to keep your 37-year-old ass? Why is it just I have the fake? This is your words. And no, honey. You're not gonna go hide behind the women that you think are hating on you, because some might be hating on you. That is true. I'll give you that. That's real. That's the internet, right? But all the shit that's coming your way that you're obviously responding to and obviously bothered. Don't give me this. I don't be paying attention. Everybody pays attention. You're annoyed to it. It made you respond. You cut that fucking camera off and you're pissed off that all these people looking at you like that instead of somebody of substance. You fucking hate this. You don't fucking like it. You wish it was opposite. Okay? But let's be real. Let's be real, shorty. If you were that, right? I think you would get that type of reaction. Does anybody look at she's a very beautiful person, right? Some people might scale her next to Beyonce. I know me saying that with Beyonce's rank, somebody might get mad at me. But when you just talk about body and face and presentation, right? You got just a level of beautiful fucking women. But the Beyoncés of the world, we don't look at it and say, okay, blonde hair, beautiful face, nice body. You ever hear her speak? Doesn't she look like Jay-Z wouldn't fully be Jay-Z right now unless she actually raised him up the same way he raised her up? You don't see that in the Beyoncés of the world, right? If I came online and said all Beyonce is a face and an ass or a face and a body, I would get, you know how many examples could be pulled up to show how much substance she has, what she is, what she represents, how intellectual or smart or complimenting she is to another billionaire. You present zero of that shit. Now let's talk about this controversial shit, because she went there. She did it, people. Don't get mad at me. She did it. She went to I don't know if I can say it on YouTube. She went to the A word. A-B word, A-B-O-R. I'll stop there. She went to that word, right? Don't get me canceled, ARP. Don't get me canceled. Don't get yourself canceled. Don't get canceled. Don't get canceled. Don't get canceled. You want to know how I could try to avoid getting canceled by going into this very sensitive topic? I'm going to use somebody else. I'm going to use Dave Chappelle. That's how I could maybe use my scapegoat. Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle did an amazing skit. He was talking about a woman's right to make the decision about birthing a child or A-ing a child, A-being a child, right? Me personally, I believe a woman should also have that right. I do. Okay? There might be some people in the chat that don't believe that. And I'm sorry. And I hope not to offend you if you don't believe in that. I believe a woman should have that right. Okay? So Chappelle goes on this skit where he says, you know, a woman's body and a woman's maternal, you know, how old she is, her ability, her decisions, and all. These are all things that she should have that right to decide. But if she's going to have the right to decide to bring that child here, I should at least have the right to decide whether I want to abandon him or not. That's basically the joke that Chappelle said. I should at least be able to turn my back and walk the fuck away. And I know it's a joke, but here's the truth and the jest there. Circumstances. This is what I believe in. You take a woman and you meet Anthony Edwards. By your own words, you know that you attract successful men because of your body and your face. And guess what? You've already been here before with Little Baby. Are you with Little Baby right now? You've been here before. So you've actually learned the lesson about trying to keep a child amongst both preferred, I would hope, mother and father raising the child together. I know a lot of us don't have the go through shit. It's hard to maintain successful relationships, especially for the long haul. But let's say you already been through it once. You would think you would take everything in your fucking power for that not to happen again. But your words, once again, face and body. This man, I can guarantee, I will still say allegedly, but I can guarantee somewhere within at least notification of you being pregnant and X amount of months into where you have the right to make that decision, which I believe you women deserve to have. I'm going to almost guarantee that Anthony Edwards somewhere during the course of that expressed he doesn't want to be involved in this situation. This is a circumstance that I personally believe in. I believe that there are scenarios where a woman takes a test or she feels it or she's throwing up every 5 hours or some shit and she knows that she's pregnant and she tells that her period didn't come. She tells her man or the guy that she's sleeping with or her boy, whatever, I'm pregnant. And the best thing that could happen to a woman in a moment like that is some type of congratulations, some type of, okay, it's time. We teamed up. Let's do this. I love you. I'm ready. I'm glad. That's the best case scenario. Then you got the other scenario. You got the guy that's just like, what? It ain't mine. Get the test. Test is wrong. I don't want it. Let's go to the clinic. Don't do this. Don't trap me. Which one do we think Anthony Edwards is? You want me to believe that he found out that you were pregnant and then he kissed you on your forehead, gave you a hug and said, I can't wait to do this. And then somehow after the baby was born, he decided that he just wanted to give you $1 million allegedly and walk the fuck away? This is what I believe. And this is why your comments are flooded with this shit, because common sense, logic, history, and what you are representing by your own words teaches us that you women are choosing the circumstance of bringing a child into a world with a father, or like, there's a difference between a father and a dad, sperm donor, whatever you want to call the person, that is not on board with the situation. So if your reason for continuing down that path is because what your plan is to raise a child, which you deem the American dream, a wife, a husband, a son, a daughter, a dog, a cat, a yard with a gate. If that's your, ask these women, ask these Aisha Howards of the world, what's your vision of a mother? If your vision of a mother, since you were, before you even had your first child, if your vision of a mother is to just be a single parent or to not be with the person that impregnated you, then continue on with your life in that philosophy. And if that person helps you, he helps you. But if your vision is opposite that, which I feel like every fucking woman is going to tell me that, whether they're being honest or not, they're going to say, my vision is to be with Anthony Edwards, be with the father of my children, raise, that's what you're going to fucking tell me. So if he's telling you that's not what I'm here for, and you continue forward, what the fuck are we going to categorize you as? A fucking gold digger. And I don't really need 10, 15 minutes to explain this shit logically, but you can't even explain this shit yourself as to why you're in the situation. Want to know why? Because of your own words. You are face and body. You ain't this. You face and body. And you got him. Anthony and Lil Baby. You got him. Congratulations to you. Mission complete. But this backlash that you're fucking getting, and then if it's true that you went and dropped 10% of this 18-year money that's supposed to last you, and now you're talking about, I want an apology, I've been defamed, I've been this, I want that. 1.5% of the world have $1 million. Now, you don't have $1 million, even if he gave you $1 million, because off-rip taxes hits that, right? But even the money that you do have by percentage, you know how many people are living check to check? Even if that 1,080,000 drops down to 700, 600,000, let's say, you know how many parents in the world that live check to check, single mothers even as well, that live check to check, making 30, 40, 50, maybe $60,000 a year. If you drop 600 grand on them right now, do you know how much that complements for the child if they just try to live a certain lifestyle? Now, I know you want to live what you attract. Once again, from your own words, you want to live what you attract. The shit in those videos of you, all right, cut the camera on, catch me strutting my BBL to the G-Class Mercedes. Let me post this on my allegedly. That's what you want to live, present, and maintain that. So what if Anthony Edwards' money goes up? Shouldn't I be able to get more money? Once again, I thought we was talking about the child. And then these men get fucked over so much in these court systems because we never really recognize the fact that these women feel that the 1-year-old needs a Lamborghini. Huh? If my mother had $600,000, $700,000 raising me, boy, I turned out decent, without it. But boy, this is there's too many of y'all out there, and men should be scared to death of y'all. How many kids does Aisha Howard have? She has been in court over custody of her Anthony Edwards child. Aisha Howard has been making headlines lately, primarily due to her custody dispute with NBA star Anthony Edwards. While a high-profile case has drawn widespread media attention, Howard is far from a newcomer to the public eye. Between her entrepreneurial ventures and her sizable online following, once again, what do you do with well-known men? For those unfamiliar with her, here's a quick rundown. Okay, let's see. Who is she? A little bit. Let me get a little bit more context. At least what's being reported here by hotnewhiphop.com. Aisha Howard reported by In Touch as 37 years old, though some sources list her as 38, has carved out a career as an Atlanta-based influencer, brand ambassador, and occasional musical artist. Am I wasting my time going to YouTube trying to pull up her shit? I never heard of her as a musical artist, so fuck it. I'm good. I'm not even gonna waste my time on that. Most know her as Little Miss Golden, boasting an Instagram following of 6. This is where we are in the world. How many followers you have makes you somebody. Like, and that's another reason why so many women are getting the surgeries done, because they like, if I can get my following up, that changes who I am and what I can represent. Maybe I can model for Fashion Nova, and all that is dope. A hustle is a hustle, but that number on Instagram that says followers, I swear to God, there's a lot of people that's getting that cement pumped into their fucking ass, these fucking women, simply so that they can change that 3,000 to 300,000. And then we'll go from there. We'll see where this takes us. Gotta blame you thirsty ass niggas too, but all right, anyway. Her social media presence has played a major role in boosting her visibility, right? Particularly through, and then I could have these guys attract, anyway. According to a document obtained by In Touch, she was also reportedly employed at Magic City until January 2024, although there have been conflicting reports surrounding this claim. Most recent. So are you a stripper or not? Or were you a stripper or not? All right. Shout out to if you were. I'm not knocking strippers. Most recently, reports indicate she has launched her own trucking business. Yeah, I hear that a lot. Anyway, relationship with little baby and co-parenting dynamics. Okay, shout out to the child. I ain't going through the pictures or nothing like that. I ain't going to do all that. Although her relationship with Anthony Edwards introduced her to many people in recent times, Howard first attracted attention through her relationship with her rapper Little Baby. The two share a son, Jason, born September 9, 2015. While the relationship had its ups and downs, they appear publicly amicable and committed to co-parenting. Nevertheless, speculation has continued to link them, despite Howard making it clear she has no interest in rekindling the relationship. She? Or no? Yeah, she. Okay. Aisha Howard's baby with Anthony Edwards. Howard and NBA star Anthony Edwards entered into a contentious legal dispute following the birth of their child, Aubrey Summers, on October 14th, less than a year ago, once again, per In Touch. Even before Aubrey was born, Edwards filed a petition to establish paternity and request a court-ordered DNA test. He wasn't with it the whole, I told y'all. He wasn't with it the whole time. He noted in court documents that no one else, and ladies that's watching this too, don't think that ARP is just trying to skip all the responsibility on a man. I can do all of that as well, given I have that type of topic in front of me. Yes, we're supposed to be wearing condoms. Yes, we got to be careful. Yes, we're supposed to pull out. Yes, we're supposed to do this. Yes, we're supposed to try to only take down women that we want to be with, right? Even though both men and women don't just use sex for creation of life, we use sex for pleasure. Who the fuck are we kidding? Actually, in today's modern society, I feel like 90+% of the people that engage in sexual relationships are doing it for pleasure, not to create life, right? So the man knows this, and so does the fucking woman. We linked up to fuck. We did not link up to create a child. Okay. Well, then again, depends on what her thoughts are, allegedly. He took the test in December 2024, which confirmed he was Aubrey's biological father, a fact that became public the following month. That same December, Howard filed for sole legal and physical custody of their daughter, describing herself as a fit and loving mother. She asked the court to require Edwards to cover all pregnancy related and postnatal expenses, ongoing child support for Aubrey, and her legal fees. Though the judge ruled the child support case would remain in Georgia, Howard stated she had already relocated to California before giving birth and had no intention of returning. Edwards, however, questioned her motives. He reportedly suggested that she intended to seek higher. Now, imagine if you're just following a lawyer's lead here. You know, like, first thing we're going to do is file for sole custody. That's going to empower you to get more money. Next thing you're going to do is we're going to try to get out of Georgia where the laws are a little bit more lax. we're gonna go to California, where you're also going to be able to get us both, me and you, more money. The lawyer and you up and move to California for this because you got one. You got a potential face of the NBA. So I'm even relocating based on this fucking legal dispute, allegedly. It's crazy. This shit is crazy. The same December, Howard filed for sole, blah, 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 intended. Okay. By April 2025, Howard disclosed that her unemployment status in court, saying she relied on savings and assistance from family. Edwards ultimately agreed to grant her temporary sole custody of Aubrey while continuing to pursue a Georgia court hearing to resolve child support. According to Howard, she has been Aubrey's sole caregiver since the day she was born. So let me tell y'all something personal, and it's private. Another reason why I grew up disliking this type of shit, right? A man, I'm no angel, you know. You could say that I've done womanizing things in my past. I've, slept with women that I wasn't trying to be their man. You know, you could say whatever about me, and I will tell you up front, out of my own mouth, I'm not perfect when it comes to women. You know, that's not my history. That's not my life. I've done some things just like the next man. Okay, but I do have a strong respect for women, as much as that could sound like a contradiction because I was talking about only sexually, right? But it's like I've never hit a woman. I never will hit a woman. There's certain boundaries that I have for a woman, and I know where it comes from. It comes from being raised by a strong mother. Now, when you talk about money, if you listen to some of our podcasts, and I let you behind the curtain sometimes, even when I had my father on my phone the other day, and I'll tell you a little bit about our relationship where I was like, I didn't really grow up with him. I didn't really fuck with him until I was in my 20s, right? One of the reasons why I had a grudge in my teens against my father is because my father tactically worked off of the books so that he would never have to pay my mother child support, right? Now, one thing that I saw with my own eyes, I heard with my own ears, and they were even around each other. This isn't some go find the father, track him down, try to get a subpoena, force him into court. They even worked in the same building for a period of time, right? My mother and my father. They would see each other, hi, bye, keep it amicable. My mother made more money than my mother made more money than my father. My mother bust her ass as a single parent, eventually landed like a $45,000 mortgage for a two-bedroom crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mother bust her ass to the point where she didn't need nothing from no man. Even the people that she dated, her boyfriends, she was bringing something to the table. I have my own house to go to. My son will always have a roof over his head. My son will have food on the table. You know what I'm saying? If this doesn't work out, that's cool. I'm not going to be in court saying I'm currently unemployed. That was never my mother. My mother worked her entire fucking life. I didn't grow up sitting at the dinner table with the family, holding hands, saying prayer and breaking bread. I grew up on fast food. Ask any of my boys. I would be at the crib, damn near legal type shit. You know, like me, maybe my boy, some of my boys or my younger friends, whatever. Mom's a call the house crib, pick up the landline off the phone. Hey, what's up, ma? Yeah, I'll be home maybe about 7 o'clock at night because she works. She worked late night sometimes. Got to take the ferry back home. Regular commute back and forth to the city. Pick up the phone. What's up, ma? Yeah, I'm on my way home. What you want for dinner? Damn. Yo, lie. That's Shata. Yo, lie. What we want? We want KFC, McDonald's. Which one? Let me get the chicken strips, honey mustard, potato wedges, or whatever. Let me get the strawberry cheesecake, our favorite meal from KFC or whatever, right? Nah. I'm thinking Wendy's today or some shit. Like, let's go Wendy's. I grew up on fucking fast food. All the way up into damn near, I was 20-something years old. If you ask me my favorite meal, I would always answer this. People might like to tell you this. McDonald's was I just thought it tasted the best, and McDonald's is my favorite shit. My favorite food. I grew up on fast food. It wasn't that my mother couldn't afford to feed me better food. It was the time. It was the convenience. It was a single mother working and busting her fucking ass. And here I am on the way home at 6 o'clock at night, getting on the ferry and then picking up my car on the other side of the ferry. Let me drive through real quick, get my son something to eat, get home, feed him, get in the shower, and then wake up 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning and do it all over again. I can't comprehend a woman that's going to sit in a judge's face and tell her, I'm unemployed and I work for what? I watched my mother spin miracles around this bitch by herself. And that's one of the things that made me be disgusted with my father. Because I watched how hard she had to work with no help. And she didn't want the help. She had too much pride. She would literally see the nigga at work and be like, what's up, nigga? You good? All right, have a good day. Today's woman, bitch, for me personally, allegedly, Anthony Edwards Little, these are just tickets for y'all. You don't want to work. You don't want to bust your ass. You want to do the Instagram videos walking up to the G-Wagon, and you want Anthony Edwards and look, you want the 500 grand and the $1 million and all this, and to just be beautiful and have the body. Like you said, you didn't say nothing about your personality, your intelligence, your power, your strength, what you didn't say nothing about that. I don't know if we 80s and some of the 90s babies are last of a dying breed. I don't know if we are, chat. I don't know if we are. But I'll be damned if I ever support a woman coming up and moving like that when I watch my mother go blood, sweat, and fucking tears. And once again, I think I turned out all right. You know who instilled all this shit? A lot of this shit that you see in me? My mother. On her own. As much as I'm an alpha in a room full of tough, strong niggas, gang members, you could put me in any fucking room and they'd be like, he must have grew up around 1 million men. Nope. I don't know how I turned out as sturdy as I did. Probably a lot because of my niggas and my environment and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I grew up a mama's boy, though. Like, you're a mama's boy? Why are you fighting all the time in school and shit? Why you act like? Why are you so passive aggressive? Aren't you supposed to be like some little soft hula hooping double dutching motherfucker? You go. Oh, I already told you. She's at work. I'm home with the gang and shit, slap boxing and wrestling and stabbing, cutting each other with box cutters on accident and shit, playing around, robbing and stealing and getting arrested and shit. I just can't accept it. You know what I'm saying? And when I think about what my moms had to do and all the other billion of other mothers that did exactly what my mother did, fuck her in summary. All right, let's go on to Travis Hunter. Now, more reports that I tried to do a little due diligence. Okay. And we were talking about this in the chat yesterday. Somebody put this in the super chat just as we was getting off the screen. Yo, ARP is being recorded for you, man. I said, oh man. Try to do a little bit of research. I will say allegedly. This isn't something that once again is confirmed. Okay. NFL Travis Hunter facing $40 million divorce after months-long marriage. And of course, allhiphop.com is trying to be responsible here by putting a question mark. Okay. Question mark to me is equivalent to allegedly. Okay. Travis Hunter's whirlwind marriage is at the center of a rumored $40 million divorce battle that's lighting up the NFL rumor mill. But is there more to this alleged story? Okay. Travis Hunter might be running plays on the field, but off the field, somebody might be running plays on him. The rumor mill is going crazy and has been for a minute now. They say he faces a $40 million divorce demand. Yeah. The NFL's young phenom is staring down a settlement request that could wipe out nearly his entire rookie contract. So I think he signed for like 41 mil, right? The marriage isn't over yet, but it's only been a couple of months. No prenup. Okay. His wife, Leanna Lene, hit the internet, or Lene hit the internet with the crazy tears in the clip. She's speaking to the camera and crying. We covered that. Social media detectives went to work over time. There are several theories. Sure, some swore was proof of cheating, and many more went with prevailing theory, gold digger. The story wrote itself in the comment sections. I literally got my info from the comments. Sad. All right. Lene, however you pronounce this name of hers, quickly jumped online to shut it down. She said the video was actually from December 2024 and that she's been on a spiritual growth journey since then. So I will say this. Remember when I covered this, people, I said, unless you're going there, like you're using the public perception and you're using social media and these are all your weapons to cut on a camera, put it in front of you, and do the for the world crying. Unless it's you're running your play, if it's not that, then you should never do it, because you got to know not only the talk around you guys as a couple, but also just the fact that he's an NFL superstar and it's publicly known who his wife is. So you got to protect the image and the bag. If Beyonce went through a whole fucking mental crisis yesterday, her and Jay and their handlers and all this, their publicists, they know we can't just share this with the fans. Like, there's too much business and image and money tied to us. I can only cut on a camera and show you the good. I'm too big. I can't show you that bad. You guys can't. And for privacy standpoint, you really shouldn't be welcoming to that shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? But now business wise, you just can't see that. So that's why I was just like, she's not supposed to do that, even if it wasn't about their relationship. You got to protect the bag. So her jumping online allegedly cleared up and saying that that's from years ago, 2 years ago. Here's another thing then. Yeah, this is a superstar prospect. You should also be cleansing your social media. If you got old videos or pictures of ex-boyfriends or old crying videos or whatever, right? You shouldn't be. I mean, the internet might dig up some shit that maybe you even think is gone. So I'll give you that pass. But I'm just talking about these situations and how big they are. You move into certain spaces, you gotta move a certain way. You gotta clean up your Instagram. You gotta clean up your social media. You gotta protect yourself. You gotta protect the bag. Okay. So I don't know how much we want to buy that or not. Either way, it's not proven if this $40 million situation is real. So this is what I did pull up for us. Like we read there, they've been married for 4 months. No prenuptial agreement, but for 4 months. My logical spider sense was kicking in. And I was just like, let me get this right. Court system. If I marry a woman, if I'm this NFL superstar, if I'm Anthony Edwards, and if I marry this woman and she divorces me in 4 months and I don't have a prenuptial agreement, in 4 months, can she leave with half of my shit? Like, are the courts that stupid? Are the courts going to allow me to be? I understand it's not in men's favor, but are the courts going to allow me to literally be odd like that though? Like, we got married. I signed this $41 million deal, and 4 months later, she divorced me, and you're gonna give her my crib, my cars, 20.5 million of like, are the courts that dumb? So I pulled it up. And you gold diggers, you better level set a little bit. And you men, continue to get your prenuptial agreements, continue to work with your lawyers, continue to look at the laws in your state. So I believe they were married in Tennessee. At least that's what I pulled up. Key divorce law principles in Tennessee. Equitable distribution state. Tennessee follows equitable distribution, not community property. This means a judge will divide marital property fairly, but not necessarily 50-50. Fair doesn't always mean equal. A court looks at many factors, okay? 2, what is marital property? Only marital property is divided, which includes assets earned or acquired during the marriage, income, homes, savings, businesses. Let's start there with income. So, fellas, if you're not going to get a prenuptial agreement, yet you still want to be careful, because whatever percentage of marriages end up in divorce, which is an extremely high number right now, right? Looking at the income one, then sign your mega deal, your $41 million deal, and get married after. Okay? Let her prove, because she has claims to it if you guys are already married. Almost the whole, I supported him and I helped him on this journey towards that. You know what I'm saying? So assets earned or acquired during the marriage. So that bag, once again, that savings account, once again. Now let's go to homes. I already got the mansion. Then I got married. Now, tactically, you gold diggers, you know what you guys would do? You guys are push for, let's get a new home together. The whole home buying experience. Let's move to another place that we both like. Let's do that, you know? And fellas, if you're not sure because of the high divorce rate, you know what you do? Have this conversation, buy that crib in your name before you get married. It's okay if you could do all this stuff before you get married. It's okay. If you sign your $41 million deal, babe, where we want to live? You guys probably already living together, fully doing the whole let's figure each other out and see how how compatible we are before we get married, right? So it's okay if you move and you buy the crib and you put your name on the deed and then get married after. That's okay, right? Savings is savings, businesses is businesses. I think businesses is probably the hardest one. You know, unless you open them up all before you may have them pre-existing. But next one, contributions to retirement accounts made during the marriage. Okay. Property titled jointly or acquired using marital funds. Well, what are marital funds? Shit. If I'm worth $10 million and if we have a wedding and it's whatever religion or whatever type of wedding where people give us money and we get $100,000 at our wedding, right? And I take that $100,000 and I put it next to your $2 million for us to get a $2.1 million crib. My money's inside. At that woman now, she has access. Okay. So property titled jointly or acquired using marital funds. Marital funds, once again, is funds that are established from a joint situation, joint account. Even if it's a joint account and I put in 1 and you put in 2 every week, right? My money is doubled. It's still joint. It's still joint. Okay. Separate property, not divided, includes assets owned before the marriage. So that crib, that or that car. Gifts or inheritances received individually. Is that one, fellas? If you can't trust Alicia Howard to give your mother the money, let your mother buy the crib and then let your mother gift you the crib. If you're already married. I don't know. Speak to the lawyer. Personal injury awards. Yeah, you can't share that with me, right? I'm the one with the broken bone. Property protected by a prenup, the good old prenup, which a lot of people don't sign. Okay. All right. Factors the court considers. The court looks at length of the marriage. There you go. I love to see that because that's why I say, judge, you can't be that dumb to let her take 2.5 of my 41 million, and we've been married for fucking 4 months. Can't do it. Each spouse's income, education, and earnings potential. Okay, so Alicia, Howard, allegedly, if you want to be and stand in front of the judge claiming that you're unemployed, so your earning potential to me is fucking zero. I hope that rules against you. Contributions to the marriage, including non-financial ones like childcare, okay, age and health, okay, any marital misconduct, infidelity. Fuck, Travis, if she's crying because you cheated, different story. Infidelity can sometimes affect distribution. So a lot of that stuff can be impacted if the reason why you guys are getting divorced. If you're walking into divorce court or your lawyers, and why are you guys getting divorced? We simply grew apart. We simply don't talk anymore. We just can't get over this emotional hump. We don't fuck anymore. We have different wants out of this stage of life. He wants to go right, she wants to go left. Cool, divorce. Right? Versus, why are you getting divorced? I'm online crying to the whole world, trying to show them that I found out my Super Bowl superstar husband cheated on me. Judge is now going to say, well, you might get the crib now. Crazy. So all of that, this whole half thing, people. Luckily, the courts ain't that stupid, but still keep in mind it's not necessarily in the best interest of a guy and what they bring to the table if it's a majority of what they both have after they, or what they have together, what they share after you guys have been married. It's just good to look at shit like this, because the Alicia Howards of the world allegedly are out there, and we'll see what happens with Travis Hunter. All right. Let's go to battle rap, and then after battle rap, we're gonna get a little edgy. Yeah, we're gonna get a little edgy, and I'm gonna tell y'all about a conversation that I had yesterday, a debate that I had about what classifies somebody as being gay. Okay, and that's gonna be theming off of some stuff that we look at. But let me go to battle rap first. Okay, let me say shout out to Goodz, man. Is this Goods' platform? Is this the one that he has with DNA? So he did an interview with Jay Millz. Let me look at the channel real quick. This is the I Disagree podcast. Yeah, so I believe that is both DNA and Goods. Make sure you show them a like. Okay. I will start by also saying, yo, Goods, DNA, the platform looks amazing. I like that you guys are using multiple cameras, so your editor is really going for quality there. The space looks dope. That might be Goods' shop for all I know. The lighting in the background's a little blue roomish. Dope. Goods' last battle was in the blue room. One of his best performances to me is in the blue room. Yeah, go ahead and bring people to that blue room, dog. I like it. No, but overall, this podcast, keep going, y'all. I love it. But interesting debate between Goods and Jay Millz. Jay Millz walks out on the interview. Battle rap is almost over is the title. Goods is throwing in a little bit of I guess pushback and little shots, and you know what I'm saying? He stabs here and there while Jay Millz is answering it. But Jay Millz is Jay Millz. If you know Jay Millz, or if you ever watched him in a face-off before, like him and Kayshawn, or if you ever listened to him in an interview, Jay Millz is one of the top kings of talking shit in all of battle rap. Right? He's a guy that it's a high percentage. If you have a long enough conversation with him, it's going to end up in either a debate or an argument. That's his personality. And I say that with all respect. You know what I'm saying? That's just his personality. So let's check some of this out. And I'm going to pause in between because I'm just going to do in-flight reactions instead of going all the way to the end.
And in my mind, we work too hard for that.
Battle rappers almost out the door.
Yeah, we work too hard for that. You know what I'm saying? We work too hard for me to battle a nigga and he pull out his phone every round and they can tell me, oh yeah, he beat you. You don't like me that bad? You don't like me that bad?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That a nigga could pull his phone? Because I know if I ever...
I think he's talking about him versus Big K there. Is it him versus Big K? I forget, but it might be an RBE battle. I'm pretty sure it's an RBE battle. And yeah, people still be feeling in the comments from a fan standpoint of feeling satisfied after the battle. I've seen that. I've like he's not lying right here. I've definitely seen people like, yo, I'm still giving it to the other person. We know the rules of battle rap. If you choke, you lose the round. Period. And then you just judge based on whoever got 2 out of 3 or all 3. That's supposed to be a winner. But he still was getting these type of comments. That ain't a lie.
Pulled my phone out against anybody for half a second, I got 30.
That's how messed up battle rap is now.
But that's me.
I agree.
You give me that respect. You give me that legend treatment if I do some fucked up shit. Or
But you're not that J Millz no more. You was J Millz then. Now you just...
I could die today, my nigga. I'm still the first person you ever seen on a Smack DVD battle.
Yes. Legacy. And I like Goodz' comment there still. Because as much as J Millz has accolades, and as much as he could talk his shit about, I'm the first to do this, I'm the first battle that you saw, I'm the first Smack DVD, I'm the first person to go over here and sell these records and do this and go platinum and go on tour. The man has accolades that you could never take from. Don't ever chop at a man's legacy that was earned, people. That's for the lames and the haters of the fucking world. Okay. But it is very true. Fans move on. Generations of fans change. Age ranges and all that change. The style of battle rap changes. The modernization, the evolution of battle rap changes. What's hot and what's not. Just like music. Come on, J Millz. We know this. Just like music. Music what will be birthed in New York. And then we're going to watch it go over to the West Coast for a second and gangster rap come out. Then we're going to watch a whole movement go down south and be like, yo, it's the dance culture and it's the clubbing type culture and all that type of stuff. When the South is coming with Ludacris and Young Bloods and Goody Mob and Outkast and, you know what I'm saying? And they got it for a second. And then hell, you might watch an era where you go into the Midwest and you might look at Chicago as the hot spot for a second. You might see a shift back to New York. You know, that is the nature of battle rap as well, sir. So Goodz is definitely on point when he says, but that's not J Millz now. All they're doing is scaling the rounds, period.
I could die today.
No one cares about
I could die today. You still knew me before I knew you.
No one cares.
All jokes aside, I could die today. You still seen me on the screen before I seen you. And it's a lot of other battle rappers. I see a lot of battle rappers, bro. They used to sound like
the problem with battle rappers is they live in their past.
And they found themselves.
You living in your past.
I'm living in California.
You living in your past.
No, I live in California.
I hear rap.
You get what I mean?
A lot.
You get what I mean?
No, of course.
Like I live in California. I took a chance, bro. I live somewhere where don't nobody know my name, and I'm cool with that. And I don't have to go into the spots. I don't gotta go in the spots with bitches I used to fuck in high school and feel like I'm doing something. No, bitch, I'm a mystery. You gonna see me on Instagram. Niggas too. Right. Niggas too. You know why? Because I pop it like that. And if you don't like Millz, because Millz pop shit, guess what? I'm in my 40s. When you met me, I was 17. I was like this when you met me. You was like this when I met you. We just a little old.
I will say shout out to J Millz and congratulations for getting up out of where you from and moving to California and getting yourself situated, you and your family. That's dope for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But that is going in a different direction than the conversation at hand. You know what I'm saying? Like if we're talking about battle rap and we're talking about a fan's reaction, if we're talking about what they support, what they like, what they don't like right now, what a battle rapper represents, you know what I'm saying? And he's saying you're living in the past. Goodz is talking about your accolades not carrying to how people are watching you battle rap today and saying, oh, that is dope, period. The whole other conversation of what battle rap and music has gotten you, that's dope, but it's a different conversation.
Then I know I'm popping shit and I'm talking about shit right now.
You're supposed to.
But I'm not always like this. I get like this when you have to let niggas know. When you gotta like let niggas know, like, bro, I enjoy all of this shit. Y'all niggas not gonna sit up here and keep talking to me like y'all did more than I did. Right. Because then when you say that, they say, well, Millz, well, what did you do? And I'll be like, all right. Even if I name the shit that I did where I was a tag-along nigga, what have you done? It's way more. And if you can't acknowledge, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, you did you got out the hood, bro. You did it. You did it how if I could have did it like that, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I'd have been running around on stage saying I could make it bedrock too, bro. I ain't gonna lie. If I could have went 8 times platinum and I could have been around the world and been on my second passport like you and not had to been in the hood with that shit I was going through, bro. But they don't give it up like that. They don't give it up like that. So then suck my dick, you bum broke, dirty ass battle rap nigga. Suck my dick. I don't care. It's almost over. It's almost over, nigga. So what? So what, nigga? If I died today, my kids still get the money from every girl in Bedrock and all the shit that come in from ASCAP or Sound Exchange or all like it's the nigga, it's etched in stone already. I could never do another battle in my life and my bills gonna get paid. Everybody can't say that. So suck my dick. Keep trying to go get all of the battle rappers to book you now. Cause now Smack ain't booking niggas like that. ARP is a blogger. So now you gotta worry about niggas in King of the Dot booking you and hoping you could get across the fucking border or some shit like that. You gotta hope Calico and T-Top Hitman and John. Shout out to John, but I don't know if niggas be getting their money on. There's always some wild shit with John shit. John paid me 2 weeks after my battle. Shout out to John. I wasn't even gonna say nothing. You know what I'm saying? But this is what we doing now. We got to get booked by the niggas that we might have smoked 2 years ago. Now you got to hope he put you on his card. Suck my dick, my nigga. Suck my dick and fuck their cards. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be cursing like this. Bleep it all out.
Nah, you can do whatever.
Fuck these niggas, man.
You don't because you don't need it. But I get it. I get it,
bro. I don't need to talk to the promoters for 4, 5, 6 months to see a trailer come out and niggas be like, nah, we got you on the next. Nah, suck a dick, nigga. Fuck that shit, nigga.
And you don't need what battle rap gives you back.
I love battle. There you go. I love battle rap, bro.
But what it gives you back?
Bro, the same way I feel about battle rap, I feel about the music industry. I'm gonna say this before I leave.
You've been saying stuff before.
No. This is on because I don't even want to get into the music business shit. I'm gonna say this as we talking about battle rap. Just think about this. I want all y'all niggas to think about why the fuck do battle rappers sit up here and tell us about their streams or their views they got on battles that they don't get paid from because the battles go to the URL LLC, and if you try to post it, Quarter Labs will take it down. So basically, we be up here bragging about views that we don't monetize on. So you bragging about work that you move on a block and another nigga get paid for it. And that's supposed to be a fire bar when you say it. Cool, that's one thing. Bro, imagine if every time you hit a free throw, you get 0.006% of the point. That's what the music business is right now.
Right. That's
you gotta listen to it. You gotta listen to a song like 1,800 times to get $1.
That's crazy.
It's all fucked up, my nigga. We gonna see who really about their hustles and shit in a minute.
No, I mean we've been saying.
Nah. It's gonna get worse. Niggas ain't got record deals no more.
Right.
Niggas will be talking. Ain't nobody got no real deals like that no more. You about to see a lot more jewelry disappearing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't just because niggas don't want to wear it. You know what I'm saying? You're about to see a lot more less video. You're about to see a lot more gas station videos. You're about to see a lot more videos on the corner.
Well, you're not going to see more jewelry disappearing. You're just going to see more continued fake jewelry. That's all.
Again, like with car double parked again.
I would like that.
You know what I'm saying? But you're about to see that because it ain't no more money in this shit. It ain't no more money in battle rap. It ain't no more money in mainstream music like that.
I'm a businessman. I'm not a rapper.
Music used to be able to be the tree.
Right.
Now you the tree. Music a branch.
Right.
Battle rap is a branch. Battle rap probably was the whole tree for niggas at one point. You didn't need other branches on the tree.
Was for me,
you ain't need other branches on the tree if you could do. It was some battle rappers, I ain't gonna say their name. Niggas might they might do one battle a year for 40.
Yeah.
That's enough.
That's me.
They get that December, November 40 bag, but you still got other shit going.
Right, but that's how the battle rap was though.
It was.
And then you got some people that's was doing when it was good. Caffeine era, they doing 5 battles a year for 20.
I ain't gonna lie, battle rappers was talking
making 100.
Battle rappers was talking all that shit. Y'all niggas miss Caffeine.
Yeah, they
lying ass niggas talking all that shit about caffeine ruined battle rap. Caffeine had you little dusty battle rap ass niggas on the Fox lot. You niggas was battling on the Fox lot. You little dirty, dusty ass niggas talking about somebody ruined battle rap.
They brought money in the battle rap.
Niggas was battling on the Fox lot, my nigga. Yeah. Little dirty, dusty. And fuck all you little dirty, dusty battle rap ass niggas. All you niggas who get money and like stand tall, niggas is just cool niggas. Y'all show up to the event.
Who you cool with? Say battle rap.
I'm cool with a bunch of niggas.
No, but like, who are you?
I'm cool with you. I'm cool with
Don't
DNA.
Count me. Who would you say? What you're saying? Who doesn't this?
I don't want to single
go for. No,
because it's so many niggas. There's so many niggas. There's so many niggas that I could name, but it's so many people that I might leave out.
You saw.
And they, you know what I'm saying? Like I could sit up and say, I'm cool with Calico, I'm cool with T-Top, I'm cool with Fonz.
That's what some people
I'm cool with Saga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what some people.
I could say I'm cool with Marv One. You know what I'm saying? I could say I'm cool with a bunch of niggas. It's a bunch of other niggas I can name that I'm cool with too. But DNA. Yeah. John. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just name a bunch of niggas. You know what I'm saying?
You just came at John.
John, my nigga, but he gave me my second half like 2 weeks later. So, and I'm out here. You yawning. Fuck you and this shit.
Yo, hold on before you leave. Feel like we on the.
So the walk-off isn't a, come on now, people. Don't feel like, let's not overreach with the walk-off aspect. The walk-off aspect was entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Goodz clearly didn't feel all disrespected. He was smiling and shit. And J Millz say, "Oh, you yawning?" You know what I'm saying? It was a play. But here goes something that I agree very heavily with J Millz. It's a philosophy. I don't agree with his approach publicly, but I agree with the overall philosophy. What's that philosophy? The overall philosophy is something that you may have heard me speak about for at least the last minimum 5 years. And I probably spoke about it even earlier than that as well, which is having your options, okay? There's a lot of frustrated battle rappers. There's battle rappers that are beef with you, get mad at you, be fucked up, can't pay their bills, need to borrow money from people, all this type of shit, because battle rap is their plan A. I love that J Millz is speaking on for himself that, I don't like the state of battle rap for whatever reason, for whatever league or league owner or whatever goes on or amount of money, whatever his reasons are for not being happy with where battle rap is, he does not have to rely on it. That philosophy is gold. That philosophy is fucking gold. To say, like, my kids are still going to be fed. I'm still going to live in my little California crib. I'm straight. Everybody taken care of. I'm good. They good. And continue to watch the industry, whether it's battle rap or whether it's music industry. You're going to continue to see all the money come down because there's no money in music. There's no money in musical streams. There's battle rap money. Trust me, behind the scenes people know what that's looking like these days. No, y'all can have it. His approach was SMD and fuck the league owners that was spawned out of battle rappers, because I might have smoked you once upon a time, or I could think I could smoke you, and now I gotta wait for you to book me. Man, his approach is abrasive. J Millz is an abrasive guy though, but the philosophy makes sense. Now here's something that I want to say. This is my first time saying this about battle rap, and there's certain people that I see do it a bunch. Certain battle rappers that do it, I see. Certain league owners that do it, I see. Let me start here. Let me start with this that I already said. Then I'll go to something I'm saying for the first time, which is battle rap business doesn't have a quota. The only quota that I know about is to be champion of the year. And then you have to have a certain amount of battles to be champion of the year. Okay? That's the only quota in battle rap. For example, a league could still claim that they're a league, even if they haven't done an event in the last 12 months, or even if they haven't done an event in the last 24 months, or even if they went from doing 4, 5, 6, 7 events per year to now doing 1 event per year. There's no quota. You can't do that in higher level business and then claim that you a top dog or you're the best or you putting in that pain. Mercedes can't turn around and say, we went from distributing 5 million cars in just North America this year to now 50,000, and you're still a player. You're not a player anymore in the game. You're just on the side acting like you play with cars, right? That doesn't happen in battle rap, okay? Now, let me say this for the first time. Don't let somebody trick you into feeling that longevity, especially without any quotas, equates to success or something that is supposed to look good on the stripes that sit on your jacket. What the fuck do I mean by that? Don't tell me you did it for 20 years if you didn't do it for 20 years good, right? Don't tell me if that you still here but you barely get booked. Don't tell me it's your anniversary as a league or you still one of the last of a dying breed, but you're barely doing events, right? The thing about it is, to Jay Millz's point, even though I feel like his delivery doesn't get picked up on, his message will be looked over because of how he talks, right? That good old classic word, being insane. What's the definition of insane? Is doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. Okay. Like I watch certain interviews with like even league owners. They say the same things and have the same complaints that they had last year, the year before that, 5 years before that, 8 years before that, maybe even 9 years before that. The same complaints, the same problems. And let me now double that by saying, if every time I hear you talking about the business that you are running, 50% of the time you are telling me that it's fucked up or it's bad or something is wrong, then why should I be convinced that you're happy doing it? Think about that, people. If 50% of the time that you speak about the industry that you're in or the job that you have or the company that you run, you are complaining about the atmosphere, why should I be happy? Why should I feel that you are happy doing it? I won't, because you continue to show me half the time that you speak about it, you have a problem. Okay? If that's the case, are you one of those people that is practicing insanity? Now, I ain't trying to go rare breed mode and say, hey, I'm one of those guys that stands alone. I try to tell y'all when y'all met me that I'm a rare breed. Am I? Nah, I ain't gonna try to convince y'all. I think there's something to be said in the person that says, I'm not willing to do the act. I'm not willing to do the continued insanity. I'm not willing to do the cameras is on, let me act like things is okay when they're not. I'm gonna fill my quota, callback, which is a 10-year and hitting that 10-year anniversary. Do it on top, do it on 10, do it unquestionable, and then say goodbye on my terms, because the things that I would complain about are the things that I don't want to interact with. It's not good for me, my money, my business, my family, my life, my path. It's just not good. And guess what? Like Jay Millz says in different words, I have way bigger options. You're not convincing me, though, that if you're going to complain that much, I have to assume that you don't have any other option. I have to assume that then, because you just keep showing me insanity. People are still complaining about promotion, about money, about it's too saturated. And I've been hearing it for 5-10 years. All complaints is all I hear. That's all I hear. Complaints. It takes a sturdy nigga to say, I'm gonna go stand over here. I don't want to play in the mud. Y'all are admitting that it's nothing but mud. If you got the opportunity to stand over here on clean land, why wouldn't you do it then? I'll be the only one, the minority, that's willing to actually be honest about it and actually walk it and actually have the options that I always told y'all from day one. This was never an A or a B for me. Ever. It wasn't, not even C. Ever. Not now, not then. So I see the lies in y'all, and I see the stunting and the fronting in y'all. I see it. So shout out to the Jay Millses of the world that actually are set up in a way where even though you can make money in battle rap, you can still get on camera and say, oh, y'all suck my dick. And it's okay. And it's okay. Drake, he can sue UMG and he's okay. You get it? I respect it because it's real. And I feel like it's actually the other side of it that's fake as shit. They're lying, they're fronting, they're forcing it, and they're acting. Or it's out of necessity, or it's all of the above. You know what I'm saying? LeBron. Does LeBron need to be playing right now? No. I look at LeBron get on that court and I say, that's passion. He wants to do it. He still has other things that he wants to achieve. He's going to see maybe he can get another ring. If I could get a ring while on the same team as if me and my son have a fucking championship ring on our finger that came from the same team, we're both on what? Maybe I'll get me another ring. Make sure that there's not a LeBron and Steph argument. I don't know what's me and Steph is like this a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Certain arguments, me and Steph is like this, and then I can continue to push on the Jordan argument. Let me hang around a little bit more, even though I'm 48 years old and I'm still playing. Here's a key element to the LeBron thing. No, is LeBron still a top 25 player in the league? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. All right. A lot of y'all are full of shit. I'm just saying it in a way where I'm not telling the people to SMD, Millz. But me and you, we kind of align in some of those thoughts. So shout out to you and shout out to Goodz and shout out to DNA. All right. Y'all ready for me to get canceled? Y'all ready for me to get canceled from YouTube? I'm saying that all sarcastically, people. I don't want to get canceled, but I know when you start talking about sexual preference and all of this stuff, who we kidding? You gotta be careful. All right. Damn, that's a hard that's a very bad transition for what I'm gonna start with. And I take some of the transition back because I did want to show this, but I'm not trying to put him in no gay bracket or nothing like that. So I take the intro back. I wish I fucking put the intro after I showed this, but I always wanted to bring this up for today's stream. Little baby, man, listen. Let me start by saying, is this photoshopped? Or is this AI? I'm going to think that it's AI or Photoshop. I know they was getting at him recently for his thigh tattoos, and there's nothing wrong with having a tattoo on your thigh, right? But if you start to have a certain dress code around the tattoo, that's a little like different. People call it out. I hope that this is AI because I just don't think it suits his who he really is. Let me say that. That's the best politically way I could say that. Lil Baby came in as a street nigga, a gangster. We listened to his pain, his come up. Now, don't get me wrong. Your image is supposed to evolve, especially as you move up the tax bracket. When I say your image is supposed to evolve, yeah, if you are of a certain stature, you shouldn't even be smoking cigarettes on camera. It's an image thing. You got to put the double cup down sometimes. You can't do it on camera because you're gonna have detractors that are just like, yo, you're a druggie, you're a drug addict. That's codeine. You know what I'm saying? What else? Hell, I use the example of T.I. a bunch of times when he's up there interviewing with Chelsea, and she's asking him, she's flirting with him and shit. Remember when she's trying to fuck T.I. basically? And she's like, are you involved? You have a girlfriend? He's like, right? Because at that time, T.I., some of his image was like being a ladies' man. So being accessible to your female audience is good. What else? We know what it is with image, right? You move up and you got to clean up certain things and present certain things. Your dress code will change. It'll match your money. It'll match your image. It'll match the style. People gravitate to what they want. They want to vicariously live through you, especially in a social media world. So if I could go on Little Baby's Instagram and see all the Lamborghinis and the mansions and the women and the jewelry and everything, yeah, I'm going to follow them, right? People are hooked to that. But this right here is going like, it's like the step before the Lil Uzi Vert shit. Like, the only time I ever am I should say comfortable. That's a better word. The only time I don't know if I can say, damn, don't get canceled. The only time I'm used to, maybe that's the best way, seeing a man in a crop top is if it's like a football jersey. And it just happens to be that type of football jersey. Like niggas on the field and you see, you know what I'm saying? Like the short jerseys or whatever. Other than that, for fashion, it's not the most manly thing to have your stomach out like that. Now, as far as legs, there is a certain length, fellas, that we got to keep. All right? And I feel me getting worse. There's a certain length that we got to keep. The only way you get around like this length or shorter is being a certain way or playing for the NBA back in the old school era, the John Stockton short type shit. Other than that, you got to come closer to at least the knee. Me, I don't wear unless they're swimming trunks. Oh, wait, that's the other exception. They could be swimming trunks. Okay. But you could catch me at a lot of pool size or whatever with long shorts. I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, swimming trunks is okay, right? You would never catch me in no jean shorts or no fashionable shorts or whatever that are above the knee, let alone getting close to the crotch area, dog. I hope that this is AI. I'm gonna leave it alone. Let's get a little bit more serious now, okay? Was it checks and balances? I think it was checks and balances that I seen this. Will Smith's daughter, Willow Smith, shares a photo via Instagram story with tears coming down her face and wants to know who ate all the pee. Beautiful girl. How old is she now? We'll get to that in a second. You know, shout out to Willow Smith. This is the post. Look at her eyes, man. She got them green eyes or whatever. Lucky you. Who ate all the pee? Posted by Willow Smith, verified check story. We've seen things about Jaden as well. Things that, you know, that video where he walks up behind Justin Bieber. It looks like he humps him and then he kisses him on the cheek. They turn around and embrace. Like, it's just. So, as far as her age, Willow Smith is 24 years old. She's born October 2000. She's only 24 years old. When you see certain ways about Jaden, and we see certain things about Willow, where's it coming from? Is it just modern day society? Is it their choice? Is it something that's just born in them? Is it their own attractions? What they're attracted to? Or, you know, what is it? A lot of people are always gonna, when you see somebody in their 20s or in their teens, a lot of people are always going to look to the parents. You know, Will, he's gone through a lot of accusations of being like bisexual, and him and Jada, they had all the accusations of being swingers, the August Alsina thing, which was very, very public. Your kids could see and know all of this. Fast forward, the August Alsina stuff. August Alsina, I'll say allegedly, he's now gay, right? Right? Allegedly? In my belief, you know, being a 24, 25-year-old girl posting on your Instagram stories who ate all the pee like this, and Jaden walking up behind Justin Bieber and humping him and acting and dressing and moving and behaving the way that he behaves. I'm not saying that any of it is bad. I do think that it is derivative of their parents, right? Now, let me tell y'all about a debate that I had yesterday. Where did it come from? How did the debate even start? That's how it started. So I went to see Gary Owen yesterday. A show. Remember I told you yesterday, I said on yesterday's show, I got a show to catch tomorrow. I'll let y'all know how it went. I went to see Gary Owen live. He had a whole joke and a whole piece of his show where he was talking about transgenders, right? Now I'm in a car, and you know that part of the joke comes up in the conversation. It just morphed into society standards, right? Matter of fact, this is how the debate started. I said, transgenders in today's society, I believe, are being more forthcoming to men that they are transgenders, because I think, one, society is more accepting, whereas we know how it was for homosexuality back in the day and everything. It was, people would get more attacked about it and everything. You know, there was gay back. Like, it's a different world now. It's way more accepted, way more protected, which is a good thing. Okay. And I was like, not just how society has continued to evolve, but also I think there's a lot of examples that we have already seen hit the headlines of people getting hurt or losing their lives because a man had felt tricked. Right. So then the conversation turns into, what would you do, Adam? Me? Right. And I said, a man that is engaged with what he thinks is a woman, and then if he has sex with her or has any physical, it could even be a kiss, right? And then that person says, by the way, I'm a man. I can see how a lot of men would be enraged, right? Because you took something from me that I can't get back. I'm supposed to take to my grave if that's my preference, which is a certain style of manhood and heterosexualism, right? If that is my path, my choice, and what I set out to take to the grave, you stole that from me. That's my opinion, you know, because I didn't know that, right? I didn't know that you were born a man. And here's another thing, a funny joke that Gary Owen said in this whole segment about transgenders. He said, even for the guys that justify like the plumbing down beneath is different, like they had the full conversion and they're on the hormones and everything. He said, no matter what, you never seen a transgender have surgery on their mouth. That's a whole man's jaw and a whole man's tongue and a whole man's lips that gave you head. So where's your excuse for that one? The whole crowd went crazy. Whole crowd went crazy, right? But anyway, so then it went back to me now. And I was just like, I understand why a lot of guys freak the fuck out and go crazy about it. And then the question was posed back to me. Okay, now, what if, let's do the hypotheticals. Let's just have a fun conversation here coming off of the Gary Owen show. What if you're with the person for like, let's say 3, 4, 5, 6 months, you have an attachment, you fall in love. Then you found out after that, what do you do, Adam? And I say, I'm flipping the fuck out still. I don't want to say for sake of camera if something happens to that person, but overall, there's still a problem. I'm trying to be gentle. There's a problem. Okay. And the question then comes back to me, but why? Because the feelings and you love the person already then, right? And I said, I set out and I never had none of like certain people I've seen from young. They had feminine, you know, tendencies, or they could express that they're attracted to the same sex, right? I've seen that in young kids before, right? I'm opposite. I've never been attracted as a little kid. Never. I've always was attracted to girls. I always chased little girls around the block. And in school, my fucking jersey is hanging up. By the time I got to high school, my jersey is hanging up. B, don't even talk to me about college or my adult life when I became into manhood. Like, unfortunately, I tore the streets up, right? I'm joking. I'm being sarcastic. If I find out later, then I call that being gay. Now this is where the gay debate starts. What's the definition of gay? Right? The person I'm having a debate with is saying gay is if you have the attraction, right? I said, I think it could be the act, because when we pulled it up on a phone on ChatGPT, the shit said sexual attraction. Now, this is like definition. Now, mind you, definitions also evolve and change over time. Okay. Sexual attraction. You can be attracted to somebody without laying a finger on them. So that little Willow Smith or Jada or whoever allegedly that little kid that is a girl and is attracted to only women, just has a thing in them that says, I'm not into boys. I don't like boys. I'm not attracted to them or whatever. If they never do anything physical, are they gay? Here's another joke that Gary Owen told. Actually, I'm sorry, his opener told. The difference between what's acceptable for a man and what's acceptable for a woman. I'm stringing this all together. My comedy show that I saw yesterday and my points about some of these topics that we're bringing up. Comedian that opened up for Gary Owen, he did a skit. And he was saying, here's an example of a man and a woman, how things are just so different and acceptable and not acceptable. A woman could hang out with a girl in college, they best friends, they buddy, they go separate ways, they start families, they move in different states, they come back together 10 years later. One of them got her ass done, her titties done, her face done. She looks beautiful, she looks young, she looks vibrant. And the other girl could say, oh my God, girl, look at your body, look at your breasts, look at your hips and your ass. You look amazing. Girl, you want to see? They could literally go into the bathroom. The girl could pull her shirt up, take her bra off. The girls could touch each other's breasts and feel it and be like, well, your breast enhancements came out wonderful. Like, and then he goes, now change that to a man. Whole crowd starts fucking crying, laughing. He said, it was a weirdo joke that he used, but let's just stay mature, people. He said, now here goes Ted. Ted, all of a sudden, his fucking jeans is poking out like they never poked out. But I don't know how to say this without making too many men uncomfortable. And I don't want to make myself uncomfortable. And he said, Ted responds like, yo, man, I went to the doctor, got a dick implant, all the type of shit. He said, you can't go to the bathroom and touch him and look, you can't. So he's clearly using jokes to say, in society, it's different for men and women. Now let me go back to the gay debate. Without the sexual, physical thing happening, would you still be gay? If you are a woman or people in the chat, if you are raising a girl and she says, I'm not attracted to boys throughout all her teens, and she's now 25 years old and she is a virgin and she's never been with a girl yet. What I said in the debate, I said, I don't know if she's gay. That's what I said. I said, I don't know. She didn't cross that line. She might be conflicted. To her, it could be a point of no return. I don't know. She's attracted to women only. She feels and she says, but she's I don't know. You flip it to a man now. You tell me. That guy that I know from college or I hang around and we go out to the bar together, whatever, he's only attracted to men. What do we say, guys? I don't care if he's a virgin too. Okay. It's different. It's different. So how did the parents navigate it? This is why the controversy with like Dwayne Wade and Dwayne Wade's son got so big. You know, because Dwayne Wade, I believe, allegedly was involved in some of that culmination or aiding of, etc., from like the age 3. The age 3. Okay. Let me pull up this next one. I'm trying my best to talk filtered as fuck. Right? I think you guys could tell by now. I really am doing my best here. So this has gone viral, right?
Imagine your husband go to New Orleans without telling you and then send you some pictures like this. This woman texts her husband, why you in New Orleans? And he gonna say, me and the homies went to this event. My bad, baby. I should have told you. Finna send you these pictures. Then proceeds to send her the gayest picture she probably ever seen of this nigga. Like, look at these dresses, bro. They are in skin tight dresses. Nigga got a slit up to his thigh. Like, it ain't no way you not getting cracked while you out there. What are you doing? What are you doing? You in New Orleans dressed like a damn hoochie. Who you trying to pull? Who you there to see? Like, what? My husband ever went on a secret trip to New Orleans and sent me some pictures like these. Don't even come back home. We're getting a divorce. Because there's absolutely no way. You're gay. And that's fine. Be gay. There's nothing wrong with being gay. But I am not going to remain married to a gay man. Fuck wrong with y'all niggas, man? Look at these dresses.
All right. So then 2 more debates happened in the car now. Ain't nothing like a good old conversation or debate. 2 more debates happened. The temporary gay moment or actions. What's a temporary gay moment or actions, right? I remember I had this debate not just yesterday, but once upon a time, this girl named Z back from when I sometimes say names or initials because other people that watch the stream know who I'm talking about. And Z was a fucking freak. Z had a debate with me and one of my closest friends in the crib, and we was pissed off at her. She had the nerve to argue. If a man has a whole wife and kids at home, he's living a whole heterosexual life, right? He's been into women his whole life. But as a profession, as a job, to earn a living, he goes into the porn industry, sleeps with men, does a sex scenes with men, leaves that, comes back home, and resumes his heterosexual life. She said he's heterosexual. Me and my boy, man, we argued till our skin turned fucking red. We said, that's gay. Here's another example. A man goes into prison and it's like, listen, this is the only thing that's available. There's only other men here. There's some female guards, but, you know, it's hey, I'm here for 2 years, 3 years, whatever. I only did it a couple times because I was in jail. Now that I'm back home, no, you're gay. Is it the same for women? I don't know. I'd rather women answer that because then I got to ask the question, is being bisexual, I don't want to fuck y'all heads up, is being bisexual being gay? And I almost got caught off guard in the debate. I was just like, this is going to sound wrong or weird for me to say, but to me, a bisexual man is a gay man. And there's nothing wrong with anything that we're saying here, right? Well, it's literally, I got asked that question yesterday. Is a bisexual man a gay man? And I was just like, a bisexual man has sexual relationships with both man and woman. When he is with the woman, he's sleeping with a woman, but the fact that he allows himself to also sleep with men means that he is gay. He just, so, but isn't it supposed to be 2 different things? Bisexual is different from being gay. And I'm just like, but I feel like it's like layers. Like you have to be gay before you can be bisexual. That was my counter, right? I know a lot of this stuff is societal and also how things have changed in the world. But this right here, I really do believe that a lot of these men are going back home and living or assuming or in their minds saying that nothing about that is crossing over. And that creates that other question that we said, is being gay the physical act, or can you have just do the sexual attractions to men as well or whatever, and that also constitutes gay? That could change based on whether you're talking about a man or a woman. We gave those examples, right? A lot of debate, the transgender conversation about what if you didn't know, the conversation about men dressing like this, the conversation about Willow Smith and is it coming from her parents and her upbringing, the conversation about temporary gay actions and then going back and then no longer being gay, all of that stuff. Gary Owens, man, you fucked this up yesterday. You fucked this up yesterday, and you made my mind go through a whole cycle during the midst of some of this debate. Now, once again, I do want to say my debate yesterday is with a woman, so it's not automatically, it's not aligned as far as how we perceive this type of shit. And this is how we ended the debate, and I'll leave it here. If the definition, if you chat GPT or Google it right now, of being gay is sexual attraction, which means that sexual attraction doesn't have to involve physicality, right? If it's only the attraction, okay? It's another example of how men and women are different. If your woman comes home and tells you she's sexually attracted to everybody in her office, you're gonna feel away. A woman could never walk up to my face that I'm dealing with and tell me she's sexually attracted to somebody else. That means that you want to fuck them. If you feel that way, you can't tell it to me. You can't tell me that. Like that's disrespectful to tell me that. Because I just reword that into I want to fuck that person. And I would never walk up to my lady and say, I'm sexually attracted, unless it's like a celebrity conversation. Like, I'm sexually attracted to Beyonce. And then everybody in the room knows you never, you know what I'm saying? But if I would never walk up to my lady and say, I'm sexually attracted to the girl that sits next to me at my job. That's disrespectful to me. Right? Does that change from men to women? Can a woman say that to a man? Right? She thought like it was more comfortable for a woman to be able to say to a man. And I said, can I say that to you? It's like, fuck no. All right, then. Now she's coming from the position of men have that innate instinctual thing about dominating, taking the lions out in the safari, and also how the act of sex to us doesn't evolve as much as it involves for a woman. Right. So then it's just like, no, you having that sexual attraction means purely sex. For us, it could go nowhere. And I'm just like, I still disrespect it if my lady would ever tell me that. It could go nowhere because for us, sex, ladies, fellas, y'all take that how y'all take it. And then if your lady or your man asks you or tell you those things, where's your mind go? Where's your mind go? I want to scroll up the chat for a second. I'm curious to see what y'all are. DEI equals gay Black Lives Matter. Gay Obama is the first gay president, and people were dumb to fall for it. I don't know about all of that stuff. It's sad that women married to. Oh shit! I can't repeat that. FaceTime got him turning out. Okay. Yeah, you tried it, went there. Or what you try to say? If you can get sexually aroused by the same sex, whether you act on it or not, you're homo. I agree. That's what I said. But she took the position of for women, or sometimes women. I'm like, if it's a man and he's a virgin, he's still gay. If he tells me he's attracted to men. A woman is just like, why could y'all touch each other and shit? And feel each other's asses and titties and shit. Like, why? How could women could just do things that are considered acts of gay that men could never? Right? So where's the line then? I could grab her titties. I could kiss my best friend on the lips, like woman to woman, but not be gay at all. You can never look at two men like that. If you show me a video right now of, let me take two women, Beyonce and Rihanna. If you take Beyonce and Rihanna right now and they kiss on the lips goodbye, I don't know. I don't know if you're going to convince me like, oh shit, they're gay. I don't know. I would need more details. I would need more details. I'm not sure. But if I saw that same video with two niggas, I don't give a fuck who they are. That's gay. It's different. It's bugged out, but the shit is fucking different, son. It's different. Yeah, I know. She was on one a little bit. All right. Being bi is being bi. But that was my opinion earlier. Do you not have to be gay to be bi? I think you got to be gay to be bi. That's my opinion. I'm open to listen to the chat. I'm a work in progress, people. Did somebody put this in the chat? Y'all are insane, me. Oh my god. Oh shit. Whole saying ass dude. He got all the answers to this shit. Yeah, I don't have today. Obviously, I don't have all the answers. I'm doing my best. That's dope, precise. I'm doing my best. Okay. Let me move on, y'all. We got 3 more. Shout out to checks and balances on this one right here. I'm getting off the topic before it gets me in trouble. Get off the topic. This is insane. Let's go to our movie heads real quick since we're moving towards some of these last little pieces of today's stream. Tom Hanks versus Leonardo DiCaprio. Who wins? From the Circle Ranks Global Rankings. Look at this. In the one spot they got Forrest Gump versus Inception. Historically, Forrest Gump is going to win, but I just love the concept of Inception so much. I'm such an Inception fan. Saving Private Ryan, Wolf of Wall Street, Toy Story versus Django, Green Mile versus Departed. That's not easy. Catch Me If You Can, Shutter Island, Toy Story, Titanic, Toy Story 2, Catch Me If You Can. Oh yeah, I lined it up right. All right, number 8, Castaway, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That to me clearly is Castaway. I don't like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Maybe that's just me. 9, Apollo 13, The Other Side, Revenant, Captain Phillips, Gangs of New York, Philadelphia, The Great Gatsby, Greyhound, Killers of the Flower Moon, Big, Blood Diamond. I go with Blood Diamond. Toy Story 4, Don't Look Up. I don't remember Toy Story 4 enough. You've Got Mail, The Aviator, The Terminal, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Sleepless in Seattle, The Quick and the Dead. I didn't see The Quick and the Dead. A League of Their Own, Revolutionary Road, Charlie Wilson's War, Romeo and Juliet. I didn't watch Romeo and Juliet. Bridge of Spies, The Basketball Diaries. Are these guys pound for pound having the best movie resumes? When I say pound for pound, I'm talking about Samuel L. Jackson. He's a GOAT, but he's taken a million roles that are trash. He probably got the most movies under his belt, Samuel L. But these two guys, more exclusive. Give me a Grammy Award-winning script and role play and director and producers only. These two guys. And when you put them side by side like that, oh my God. Oh my God. I don't even want to talk about how much money is in all of this right here. Titanic alone from number 6. Shit. And speaking of movies, let me pull one of our GOATs up here. Give us a nice message.
I didn't grow up like your generation is growing up, where a zillion people are watching you all the time and you're looking to be followed all the time. And, you know, you actually had to be good at what you did. Yeah, and when I was young. I'm not talking about you specifically, but you don't have to be good now. You just have to be eccentric. You just have to do something stupid. You just have to get people to follow you, you know. And the thing about following is you got to have something when they get there, you know. And in my day, you had to have something before they got there. So you actually had to be good, not followed. I didn't grow up like your generation is.
Like I said, you had to have something before they got there. That's so mean. You think about some of the even viral internet stars that we've met. Think about what was the guy's name? The Chain Snatcher. And it's just like some of these guys are very, very popular on the internet, got famous off the internet. And it's like, but what do? You know, you make videos running up on stores and standing on the counters. That's not talent. You know, man, comes from a time where you actually had to be good in what people know you for. It is what it is. It is what it is. We're going to leave today on some motivation. All right. I'm going to keep some motivation in here. When I saw this, It didn't make no fucking sense to me. Abandoned power station turned into a brutalist home. From outside looking in, it doesn't even look real. It doesn't even look real, but it's real. Oh my God. You know how much this alone right here. You talk about you wanting high ceilings. What the fuck? Look at this shit. What? 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 That's the closet. Pool area. Insane. Kitchen or bar? Bar. Yeah, bar. My bad. What the fuck? Office? Get the hell out of here. Another indoor pool? Okay. Shit, is that considered the backyard? Bathroom? That hallway. When it looks small at the opposite end, you gotta walk for a little bit. A pond? Tennis courts? This shit is big. All right. Who wants one? I do. Let me come over to the super chat, y'all. Thank you, Cap. Cap says subscribe, share, and hit that like button, y'all. You know how it works. We got Little Monster over here gifted a membership at 9:48 a.m. We started around that time, I think. We started like 9:35 this morning. So shout out to Little Monster. And also about 10 minutes later, 5 minutes later, he gifted another one on the channel. Thank you, homie. We appreciate you. Hope somebody caught that one. We got Kels giving out a gift on the memberships today too. Our member. Thank you, Kels. Appreciate you. Lil Monster was in mode today at 9:51. It was like a minute or two later. He gave out another one. The membership wars were starting at 9:51. KX got in on the action. Thank you, everybody. Hope everybody's catching these gifts. God, the brand got in with a quick 5. He said, boom, 5 piece. Here we go. Memberships. Green team moving out there. Diddy truck. Oh, where's the R? I would expect to see dirty truck. It says Diddy. Saying the word Diddy is always gonna ring a certain type of bell. I don't know how you want this pronounced, homie, but I appreciate the super. It says moving. Save time and money on your next truck rental with DITY truck. So however that's pronounced, homie. Diddy or Diddy truck. Compare prices from companies like U-Haul, Penske, and Budget. Reserve your next truck with Diddy or Diddy truck. Compare to save. Hashtag compare to save. So look these people up, guys. Once again, if you have moving going on, let's give the homie some promotion in here that he dropped off. I don't know if anybody's on a move lately, but pull up the website and do what he said. Why not? See if you can save a buck. Pull up U-Haul, see how much it costs. Pull up Penske, see how much it costs. Budget, pull up these guys. Shit, if they're saving you 10, 15, 20%, make the call. See what's going on. I'll add this, man. I had a moving experience where I got fucked over so bad. So it is good to do your homework. Let me add this for you for promo as well. Thank you for the super chat. Be careful of the scams. There's a lot of moving companies that are trying to charge you based on the amount of pieces that you move, opposed to, like, let's say, the square footage that you're going to take up in a truck. I kind of like businesses that do those more. Counting of pieces, like I literally had a move that I was doing one time, and the movers, they have like a roll of numbers that are stickers, and they walk through the house and they put a sticker on everything, and then they get their number, their count, right? Of stuff that they're going to be physically picking up. I literally had a big box, well, not a big box, a box like this big, you know, those heavy duty garbage bags, like 80 gallons or whatever, sitting on the table. And I shit you not, they put a fucking sticker on that too. They put a sticker on, if you have a baseball bat, they put a sticker on it. baseball bat could be thrown in at the top anywhere in any corner of your shit that's getting moved. They put a sticker on it. And then you get charged based on the count. I'm like, that's scammy. At another time where they packed up half the truck, right? Literally half the fucking truck, couple hours in or whatever, and then they tell you something different. Oh, based on this or whatever, but they change up on you, right? Now you got an option. You can literally say, I'm gonna go forward with this sham of you now getting an extra $500 out of me. That's A. B, you could say, take all my shit out. And I don't know if that's going to fuck up your timeline. Are you due to be somewhere at a certain time? Or you're going to spend 3 hours and get nowhere and then go find another. They possibly break things, moving in and out. Like, you're going to do that? Or C, you're going to tell them, oh, yeah, I got you. You're going to let them move your shit if they're not trying to make you pay that fee up front. And they will sometimes. Say, fuck you, get your shit unloaded, and then say, sue me or send me your manager because you guys jerked me over with the fucking changing of the price. You know what I'm saying? I'm paying you what the initial agreement was, if you have it in writing. So the moving industry, you have to only work with trustworthy people because there are scammers out there. So if this guy right here, if you speak with them and the way that they go about how they charge you, there's no gotchas. Everything that you sign on for initially carries all the way through. You always got to ask the delivery time. What happens if the delivery time is off, right? If you're having people move your shit into a different state, what they do is they try to also collect other people's stuff en route so it's worth their trip, right? And that could be timely. Their shit could be thrown off other than what they told you. You could be the last stop, the first stop. They could have had multiple stops in between, whatever the case may be. If it's like, yo, my shit is going to arrive at this address in 7 days. If they arrive in 12 days, there should be a clause to get some of your money back. Or if you still owe them the second half of the money, I'm only paying you a quarter of that second half. Like shit like that. You got to add, trust me. I know people don't move frequently, so you don't have these experiences to think about these questions or to ask these type of questions or to know these type of situations happen. I'm telling you, they do, and they happen very, very frequently. So if you hit these folks up, ask the questions, and if they're sturdy, give them the business, right? This is as much fucking promo as I can give you. I just gave you also a mini moving commercial. Salute, man. I appreciate you. Don Bean got in over here at 10:09, gifted on the channel. Green team. Miss Abby is here. How come Miss Abby has never caught one of these memberships? Miss Abby is really, really one of the homies over here. Like, she needs to catch one of these memberships from y'all. Good morning, Miss Abby. She says, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Likewise, love. And then she drops off a big $9.99 super saying, shout out to your mother, salute. I grew up with moms in prison. Things happen. Talk about breaking cycles and family dysfunction. I'm grateful for all of it, good and bad. You know, not everybody comes up with the silver spoons that they want to place on your table, you know, and it's, once again, it's okay to come up with a silver spoon, but some of us have watched single parents go to hell and back to provide and to make a way. And then it's our job to take that baton and say, I'm about to, what you had to go through, watch, I got to pay this forward. There's no way you should watch a mother or father, or even if you live with both of your parents, go to hell and back, blood, sweat, and tears, scratch and scrape check to try to provide a way for you, keep a roof over your head, clothes on your back, you know, keep you in school, try to teach you the right way, do the best that they can under limited circumstances, and then you still get out there and apply no effort to be something. We owe our parents that actually busted their ass, we owe them more than that. The goal is to make your parents and your family proud. I don't know what other goals people have. Who, my hardworking mother and father? I don't give a fuck about none of that, man. I'm gonna sit on this corner all day. And when I run out of money, I'm just gonna run up in this fucking bank and rob them. Like, you owe her more than that, you know? You owe her more effort than that. She did blood, sweat, and tears. You went the easy route. That's not what she taught you. Shout out to you, Miss Abby. Head into my gym class. Have a great day. Likewise to you, love. If you catch this later on, I'm talking to you. Jay came in with the super sticker, big red super sticker. Appreciate you, Jay. Jay popped up on us, making sure that things are getting modded. One of our lovely members dropped off a 15 as well to remind everybody that this super chat history that she has on this channel is extremely supportive of the overall podcast for all of us. Thank you, love. You be kicking ass over here. Don Bean, our member, says, before we dip, why didn't I get a notification? So Kat brought that up yesterday. I got to follow up with Quarter Lab about that. Whatever answer they give me, they're not going to be able to control it. It's a YouTube thing. There's different scenarios that happen. How many videos have I uploaded in the last 24 hours? That affects things as well. Technically only 3 notifications are supposed to go out within a 24-hour window. So that could be an impact sometimes. There's also algorithmic behavior, I believe, of YouTube to let a video continue to be substantiated as it rolls out periodically. Notifications, there's all that. There's all these different things in YouTube behavior, but I still will get a good updated answer from Quarter Lab ASAP, who is our YouTube channel, MCN. Cap says, power to the people. We always building brick by brick. By the way, please call me Capo, not Cap. Okay, my bad for always shortening it. I'm lazy. I appreciate it, Capo. I appreciate y'all for sure. Jay says, that's a Cash Money taking over for the 99 and 2Ks. Throwback shit, old school shit. I love when people know they shit on here because I'm so old, and when I reference back into the 90s and 80s and shit, I don't want to leave a bunch of people behind. That's just like, I don't know what the fuck he talking about. Precise, our member for 23 months. Says Salucci finally called live. I appreciate you, homie. Yeah, for catching the lives, 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. And weekends are always going to be in the mornings, but the time moves around a little bit on Saturdays and Sundays. But it's always the morning. We got Halliburton in the building. He said, same-sex attraction is gay, no in between. Definitely, that's how a man's going to always have the vision on that. Not every woman, though. I'm telling you. Not every woman. Ask 10 different women and see if you get at least 3 or 4 different answers. Try it. Stop the compartmentalization of it. Both ABCs. This is when we was in that mode, huh? Okay. It goes to people who don't be here, respectfully. The memberships? He said that at 11:39. No, I've seen sometimes where I've seen memberships get gifted, and then right away I've seen a new member in the chat. So I don't know if it's on. Maybe it's both. I think it's both. I didn't know that you could get a membership while you're not here, though. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that YouTube would do that. Oh, my man Loco's in the building, and 3 minutes ago he put 5 gifts out there. Y'all know this man, right? This is one of my guys, man, Remy Loco. To me, star quality talent. Very, very talented brother right here, man. What's good, G? Good to hear from you. Good to see you as always. He put 5 of them things out there for y'all, man. So y'all say appreciate it to the homie Loco in the building, man. Poppy Cashmore says, oh no, he's gifted on the channel 3 minutes ago as well. So appreciate these last gifts that's coming in. Shout out to our member Poppy Cashmore with that one. All right, I'm all caught up with the supers and the gifts that went out. Salute to the whole chat. Salute to the members. Salute to the mods. Yeah, today wasn't as entertainment laced. When I say entertainment, like it didn't feel as celebrity laced. You know, yeah, we did Travis Hunter and yeah, we did Anthony Edwards, but we focused on this girl and she's not, I don't know who the fuck, I don't know her like that. You know what I'm saying? And then getting into those other topics, you know, spinning off of the Willow Smith and spinning off Gary Owens show that I went to yesterday. And we don't have to neither. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Goodz and J Millz. We did that one, but we don't have to. It's not always celebrity. Sometimes it's just about building. But I will leave y'all with this. Gary Owen is probably top 3 comedy shows that I've seen over like the last, I'll say 2 years, 2-3 years. And because I catch a bunch of shows. His show that I saw yesterday, and he did it in a little private spot, which I always like better. You know, if you get like a little intimate spot that holds like 150, 200 people, sometimes those shows are way better than these big stadiums and arenas. And, you know, but these big guys, they go on tour and they sell 10,000 seats. So it is what it is. But I saw Cat Williams this year, and Cat Williams was just like, it was weak. Yeah, I said it. The Cat Williams shit this year on tour was fucking weak. The standout of the Cat Williams tour was Tommy Davidson. He had me tearing, brought me to tears, crying. He tore his shit down. Cat Williams is like, if I got to compare the Cat Williams that I saw with my $500 ticket to what I saw in a little small intimate spot with Gary Owen yesterday for a $57 ticket, Gary Owen was times 10. Real shit. $500 ticket in this big ass arena to get close to the stage, front row tickets to Cat Williams. $57 ticket yesterday for Gary Owen gave me a classic show. It ain't about the money all the time. It's about the quality, man. And the talent of Gary Owen. I don't see too many comedians go off and on crowd participation and interaction. I don't see that too often. Normally, you'll see the written material and the planned material, and then by the time they get into the crowd reaction or the crowd interaction, where they start coming in the front row, who's that? That's your man? How long y'all been together? And that normally that's like towards the end of the set, and then it never goes back and forth. He does it for like 3 or 4 cycles, where he starts off with his written material, then he goes into the crowd interaction. Then he goes back to his written material. Then he goes back into crowd interaction. Then back onto his, and I don't see a lot of fucking comedians do that. The man is talented as fuck. And the crowd interaction jokes that he was doing were heavy as shit. He was creating whole skits off of his crowd interactions. Like there was this girl he asked, like, what do you do for a living? She gave him an answer. And then he was like, what's your man? Where's your man? Your man not here? She's like, no, he's working. He's like, what does he do for a living? And then she kind of like was slow on her answer. He was like, hold on, it's 4 o'clock on the Saturday. Like, what does he do? And she wasn't answering. And he's like, you answered me fast as shit for you. I got to your drug dealing boyfriend, and all of a sudden, right? So he created a theme off of that. And somehow 30 minutes, 40 minutes later, he continued to weave that into the show. The girl over there with the drug dealing boyfriend. And it was classic. Like, he's talented as fuck. Even at the closing of his show, when his whole set was over and he was just trying to sell his merch on stage and let everybody know that he had merch, he turned that into a skit. He brought up his first shirt. It's a white t-shirt with a face on it, and the color of his face kind of gray. He goes into a whole skit of like, people think I'm trying to be black in here because my girl's black, or I cater to a lot of black crowds. No, it's a gray face. Can't put a white face on a white t-shirt. All you would see is eyebrows. It's funny. And then he's got another t-shirt that says Black Women Rock. He turns that into a whole thing because, he got divorced from his wife after having twins. So he goes on to this whole thing like, I got a shirt like this to let my black women know that I'm not bitter over my divorce and shit. And he turns that into a whole thing of, now there's a lot of white men and women in the crowd. They're always like sketchy. Can they walk around with the Black Girls Rock t-shirt? He's like, trust me, white women, you could buy one of these. If you're in the supermarket and the black girl sees you, it's going to be one of those. Like, you're not going to get trouble for it. But he turns it into like a 10-minute whole thing about him just selling his t-shirts. The guy is good, man. I never had the opportunity to see him live before, and I did not know he was that good. $57, and every once in a while you got to try to find one of those diamond in the rough type of shows. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, all right. That's my recap that I told you I was going to give y'all from yesterday. I got to get to the gym tomorrow. I got some errands. I got to get outside. But all right, it's Sunday, y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. We getting out of here before we cross over into the afternoon. I'll catch y'all tomorrow bright and early, 6 a.m. We out.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry Street Podcast. Welcome to the house of and Shout out to them.
Without, I think still got a gun.